Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm in a more casual fit and I'm sitting obviously on my bed, but I thought that I would do more like a casual sit down chit chat video instead of more of like formal. I'm trying to get into more like hauls and stuff like that. I actually have a new camera coming next week that I'm going to be picking up, and it's more of like vlogging style cameras, so it'll be a little bit easier for me to do the haul kind of thing, more tutorials, all of that. But for sit down stuff, I thought this would be good. Ignore the light that's coming in. I don't know how to fix that. But yeah, so today I thought I would sit down. I think this is going to be a two-part video because there's a lot to unpack. I got so many questions about Instagram, about social media, how to grow on Instagram, how to do all this different stuff, and I posted a TikTok actually a few days ago and it literally blew up. I did not think that it was going to blow up, but I got so many questions. I was a little overwhelmed. I've never actually had that happen to me, so I was definitely overwhelmed because I was like, holy crap, like all these people are asking questions. I had no idea how to like answer every single one. And then a lot of you guys have asked questions as well on just certain things that I do. So I thought I would get into this video, and I don't know how I'm going to break this up. Honestly, this might be a long video. My boyfriend said that last time. It was hard for him to sit through a few minutes. So maybe if I give tips, like I can like put them on the screen so then you guys can see them a little bit more and a little bit better. So like if you want to skip to a certain area of the video, that's what it is. So I guess I'll just dive into everything. So as I was saying about growing on social media obviously is extremely slow of a process if you are not actively, well, it's just in general, it's a slow process. I don't care what people say, to be honest. It's just a very slow process. And so I kind of wanted to give you some insight into how I do it and like kind of what research I've learned. And I will say that all of this is accessible on the internet. Like I've researched a ton of stuff. Even though I am a social media manager and I've kind of seen it on another side of it, I still have researched like so much of what I know now. The biggest thing that I'm going to talk about is the $1.80 method. So this is tip number one. This is the biggest tip that I have, and it also is the most important. And when I say that, it's because the method is designed by a man named Gary Vee. He created this method, and it is proven strategy for Instagram growth. It's natural, it's organic, it's authentic, and it is not buying followers, it is not buying likes, it's not doing any of that. So I will kind of explain to you guys what that is, and what the Gary Vee method, $1.80 method is you are going to choose each day 10 hashtags that you want to interact with. So that could be anything in your niche. I will say I would do it within your niche because you don't, it's kind of hard when you cross over certain things because then people kind of get confused of like, why is a blogger commenting on something else? You know what I mean? It's very like, you want to keep within your little area of what you are targeting. So I would choose 10 hashtags, and then what you're going to do is you're going to select top at the very top of the hashtag, and that's going to bring you to all of the top posts on that hashtag. So what you're going to do is from there, you're going to comment and like on all 9 of the top posts. So that could be leaving a cute comment, that could be leaving an engaging comment, like you're engaged, like any comment, seriously, any comment is good. And that what that does is it basically drives traffic to your account, which is kind of weird, but I promise you it works. I've been doing it for a few months and I have literally seen the biggest payoff. If you kind of want to go a little bit further, Gary Vee designed a software extension for Chrome that is the $1.80. So it literally is a full extension that puts all the hashtags up, puts all of the posts up. Like, it's very simple, and you can just click and like comment, like it's so easy. So if that's something that you're interested in, I would definitely check that out. It's not for everybody. You don't have to just dive in and pay for it. Like, you can do it yourself. Like I did it by myself for a few months before I kind of like decided, okay, I'm gonna pay for a software that like helps me out. But a lot of digital marketing agencies use this method. I think it is the best way to grow on Instagram. It has nothing to do with being inauthentic, because when you're commenting on somebody's thing, I'm always authentic. If they look super pretty or super cute, I'm gonna comment that. You don't have to be fake whatsoever. You're interacting with different accounts. You're seeing other people's content. It gives you inspiration. It gives you a way to engage with people in your niche. Honestly, it's just like a perfect way to grow on Instagram. So I would definitely try that out. It's super great for growth, super great for smaller influencers like me who just want to get out there and kind of put their name out there as well. So now the second tip is going to be hashtags. And a lot of people have asked me about hashtags and how do I use hashtags and what do I do, or what hashtags do I use, all that. And so I would say the biggest thing for me is using hashtags that do not have a lot of posts on them. So you're gonna wanna stray away from hashtags that have like 1 million posts or over 1 million posts. That can kind of get a little cluttered, because then your chances of getting on that recent or top post for that hashtag is rare. So you want to aim for smaller hashtags that are within the thousands. I literally go from like 1,000 posts to like 100,000. Like, it's very very broad, but it does help, because then you're more likely to show up on that hashtag when people search it. It's funny because when I do the Gary Vee method, I actually do it at night, usually before I go to bed, and I spend some time engaging with people. I will see my posts on those hashtags. So it's really cool to have your face on that hashtag when people search it, but I would focus more on smaller hashtags that are very specific to your niche. I also would maybe use 2 to 3, possibly 4 hashtags that are bigger. Totally okay, but I would focus a lot more on the smaller hashtags. And I also always use 30 hashtags on every post, even if it's a filler photo, even if it's like a jewelry post. I use 30 hashtags because this gives you the maximum chance that Instagram is giving you to get noticed. You see a difference between not using hashtags and using them. It's drastic. And I know a lot of people don't always have success with hashtags, but I think a lot of times they're not knowing how to use hashtags or how to search certain hashtags and whatnot. And like I said, my DMs are always open, so if you have a question about like what hashtag should I use, what is this, always DM me and ask, because honestly I have experimented with a lot of different ways in using hashtags, so you can always DM me and ask me. Biggest tip to maintain consistency. So I'd say the biggest, so this is the next tip, is to post at least 4 to 5 times a week. I post every single day. I even post maybe twice a day, depending on how much content you want to push out there. When you're first starting out and you want your business or you want your profile to get noticed, pushing a lot of content is key, because then it pushes content that brands can see, it pushes content that other people can see, and you're more likely to get noticed. So for me personally, I aim to 1 to 2 times a day, which is probably what everyone should be aiming for, at least once a day. That is the biggest tip for consistency, is posting at least once a day. If you're pushing content, they're pushing it to other people. If you're using hashtags the correct way, if you're engaging with your audience, if you're commenting back when someone comments on your post, engage with their comment that they said about you, whether it be nice, whether it be constructive, anything like that. As long as you're commenting back and you're engaging with them, then that is the perfect way to be consistent on Instagram. Okay, and then the next question I got was how do you make internet friends that are also content creators? So another tip that I have is to engage with other content creators within your niche. I have the best Instagram friends. Like, you know who you are, you know that I absolutely adore you. I have so many of them who I text literally all the time, like almost every day. I have truly found the best little friend group through Instagram. They are truly the best human beings I've ever met. And like, I would never have known them if I had never kind of took the leap and did Instagram. Even though they don't live near me, we still are so supportive of each other. We absolutely adore each other, and I just think that's so amazing of a community to have, to support you, to push you. I would say that if you're even a small business, to reach out to other small businesses, say that you're here for them, you're going to support them, you're looking out for them, you know, if they have any question. And once you have a core group of people and you have people that you can trust within the industry and within the content creator industry, you will truly grow, because they're going to be sharing you, they're going to be supporting you, and it's just gonna be great exposure for you. That's how you make friends, is just being like obnoxiously nice and supportive and caring. And I think that that's one of the major tips in this industry, because a lot of people can be very fake. So you want to find those core group of people. Okay, so then I had another question that was mainly for small businesses. It says, for an online store, social media, what are the best tips to drive traffic to their site? Okay, so I will give you a few tips, being a social media manager, that I have seen that drives traffic to your website. I would say the biggest thing would be posting stories every day of your product, or if you're doing like something from Pinterest, or as long as you're posting stories and you're posting once a day, twice a day, it's going to drive traffic if you're using hashtags the correct way as well. I feel like that will drive people to your site. I also think using other social media platforms is key. TikTok is a huge hub for small businesses. I've seen a ton of small businesses grow. I actually work for 2 of them that have like blown up on TikTok and has gotten so many orders from TikTok. So I would highly suggest, if you're a small business, getting on TikTok. It doesn't matter if you have 10 followers or if you have 10 views. As long as you're getting your product out there on other platforms, that is going to be key for you. Using Pinterest. Pinterest is a huge marketing hub. People neglect that as a business. You don't even have to run ads on Pinterest, but putting your product on Pinterest. It's super easy. Literally, you just upload your product. You can also do it through Shopify. But if you don't want to do it through Shopify, you can literally upload your product as a picture and then put a link on it and the description of what it is and post it. And I'm not even kidding you, if you are consistent about it, a lot of people get sales from Pinterest, and I think it's a huge thing. Also, having mood boards that people can refer back to on Pinterest is super important as well. The biggest thing for small businesses driving traffic is to be on multiple social media platforms. Facebook ads. Facebook ads do a lot for small businesses. Investing in ads. I know a lot of businesses don't want to take that risk, but I promise you, it is huge. It will pay off for you if you know what you're doing, you research, you ask questions to other people that have done it. It's a really great way to grow. Influencer marketing. A lot of small businesses do not want to invest or take the risk of doing influencer marketing, but I promise you, it is the biggest payoff for a small business. It is wild how many sales you could get from a smaller or bigger influencer sharing your product. I would say, like, it's just so important to be using influencers, because those are the people that are going to share your product, that's going to push your product on their page, on their feed, anything like that. Okay, and then the next question was, how do I get a better engagement rate and how can I use that to work with brands? So engagement rate is really kind of tricky to understand, but it also can be amazing if you do understand it and you know how to calculate it. I personally just calculate on the internet. A website called Social Blade actually calculates it for you. You can just type in your Instagram profile and it pops up. But engagement rate is how many people engage with your content versus how many followers you have and all of that. So a lot of times bigger influencers will have very low engagement rate because they have a lot of followers, but they don't always engage with their content. So a lot of times brands will target more of smaller influencers because they have a better understanding of engagement. They have really authentic audiences that will engage with their content, that will buy their stuff. That's why buying followers is completely trash, because people ruin their engagement because they have all of these followers that are fake, and then Instagram stops pushing the content that you create to certain people because there's so many fake followers. It's horrible. Lesson of the day, don't do that. Okay, I think I'm gonna end this video here because it's already pretty long, and I'm gonna probably do like a part 2. I think that this is so important when learning how to navigate social media, how to do social media. It can be super intimidating and super overwhelming, but hopefully that this video kind of gave you a little bit more insight into kind of posting on Instagram, drive traffic, all that stuff. So if you are interested in seeing more of this content, please give this video a like and a subscribe. And thank you for supporting me. Please don't ever hesitate to reach out to me through DM, through comments, through TikTok, anything like that, because I would be happy to help you out. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, night, morning, whenever you're watching this, and I will see you next time.